I studied English for years, but still couldn't speak. I understood everything, but the moment I opened my mouth, guys, I used to freeze. And then I made this one shift. Suddenly English started to click the way it never had before. So you guys can forget about memorizing grammar rules, long lists of words. That's not necessary, because in today's video I want to show you exactly what I changed. It might be the thing you've been missing the whole time. And here is the magic. I applied the tips from this video to learn Spanish and I got fluent in just 7 months. So if you apply my strategy, it's gonna be your fluency accelerator. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. My name is Veronica and I'm just a normal girl from Poland who speaks 3 languages. And on this channel, Wanna Speak by Veronique, I show you how to learn smarter, not harder. Let's start with answering the question, why studying doesn't make you fluent? I've been learning English for more than 20 years, and for over a decade, I thought I was doing the right thing. A textbook, long hours spent studying a language and wondering why on earth am I still not fluent? And this makes you think, holy hell, maybe I'm just bad at languages. Maybe something's wrong with my brain. Now, guys, you can take a deep breath and relax, because the truth is, nothing is wrong with you. Let me break it down for you. Studying helps you store information in your brain, but speaking requires you to pull it out from your head. And these are 2 completely different skills. This is exactly why you understand native speakers but can't speak. And I know it can feel humiliating because you've put so many reps, you learned all of these words, you are trying so hard, but you've been practicing the wrong skill. And here is the big shift, guys. Everything changed for me the moment I stopped studying and started living the language. In just 7 months, I was able to reach an intermediate level in Spanish.
¿Qué dices, tía? Tía, deberías estar muy orgullosa de ti. O sea, eso es un logro muy, muy importante.
How? Well, the first step was lazy. I was simply watching shows in Spanish. I didn't understand absolutely anything at the beginning, but my brain somehow was connecting the mouth movement with the phrases and with the scenes I was carefully observing. This mix of information made me realize that after a couple of months, I was like, holy cow, I understand more and more. But this step has to be followed by the next step, speaking, pulling this information out of your brain. Back then I was single, so I started dating Spanish and Latino guys. Maybe not the best advice, but I just want to be honest with you, that was my way. But right now we live in wonderful times. You have internet, you have AI, you can practice speaking in the comfort of your own bedroom. I wish I had a way to practice real conversations without pressure when I was learning English, because oh boy, I was terrified of making mistakes. And now there is actually a tool that gives you that daily speaking practice in a safe, low pressure way. It's called Speak. And it's perfect if you want to master your English or if you want to learn Spanish if you are an American. Let me show you how it actually works. The first thing that was super helpful for me was the role play.
¿Qué vas a tomar?
Hola, voy a tomar algo caliente, pero ¿me podrías recomendar algo?
¿Te gustaría un pastelito con tu cappuccino?
Sin pastelito, te dije que no tomo azúcar. Something that also helps is the speak method. It teaches you pronunciation in a very simple way. You listen and then you repeat, and you get corrected right away. That's how you not only learn new words, you actually build real fluency. Now I switched to English and watch me practice my American accent.
I'm thinking of renting an apartment.
I'm thinking of renting an apartment. There is also free talk. You describe what you want to talk about and the app creates a whole conversation. I always tell you guys that language learning has to be deeply personal and it has to hit emotionally. So here my role is gonna be a digital nomad because I'm a digital nomad. AI's role is gonna be airport security.
Are you traveling for work or leisure?
I'm traveling for leisure. I never know what to say.
Have you been to California before?
I've been to California before. I loved it, so that's why I came back. If you are an American and you learn Spanish, you're gonna love this Bad Bunny inspired section. I'm traveling South America right now, and let me tell you, you're gonna need a lot of slang and like cultural background if you plan to come here. If you wanna try it, check the link in the description and start speaking with Speak today. Okay guys, let's move to some science. Neuroplasticity. Your brain literally changes based on what you repeat. That's neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt. When you study, your brain builds pathways for remembering, but when you speak, your brain builds pathways for pulling words out quickly and automatically. Speaking activates everything at once. Your mouth, your ears, your brain, your memory, your attention, and that wonderful combination creates stronger connections in your brain. I like how Dr. Tara Swart explains it. The brain learns best when something has emotion plus repetition. That's why I always tell you it has to hit emotionally. So even the weird, uncomfortable moments where you are nervous or embarrassed or messing things up, those are actually the moments when your brain learns the fastest. You can picture it like this. Every time you speak, you walk through a field. The first few times it's messy and uncomfortable. There is a lot of bush, flowers, or whatever there is on the ground. But the more you walk that path, the clearer it becomes. Eventually it turns into a road, and that road is fluency. So guys, there is no shortcut. We simply need to walk the same path over and 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 over again. We need to put reps to create the road. And now when we know the science behind language learning, let's actually figure out why speaking feels so scary. Speaking feels scary because your body and your nervous system think that you are in danger. When you start speaking a foreign language, your nervous system goes like, what if I sound stupid? What if they judge me? What if I make a mistake? What if I'm gonna embarrass myself in front of all these people, especially in business settings? It triggers the freeze response and your mind goes totally blank. So it's not the vocabulary, grammar is not the problem, it's a safety problem. I like to see it like this. Language learning is 70% psychology and 30% skills. People react certain way, people have certain responses. Why? Because it's all random? It's not random. It has an explanation, and the explanation is in our psychology. The hidden truth is that the brain isn't scared of English. English is neutral, or the language is neutral. The brain is scared of being judged. It's a bit twisted, I know, but this is how your system protects you from being bullied or laughed at, especially if you've been through these difficult things in your childhood or adolescence. The solution: creating a safe environment for yourself to practice speaking. Because according to neuroplasticity, the more we practice the same thing, the more we practice speaking in a safe space, the stronger the connections in our brain and the clearer the road to fluency. A few quick tips I used to practice English in this safe space. So number one was obviously my favorite, the shadowing technique.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
No.
No.
Do I sound happy?
Do I sound happy?
Look, Tony.
Look, Tony.
You promised me the lead.
You promised me the lead. You promised me the lead. So as you saw for yourself, the shadowing technique is basically copying native speakers, repeating after them. But make sure that you do this in a safe space. Maybe at the beginning when you are alone, because it can feel a bit cringe. And make sure that you repeat everything. Rhythm, intonation, the sounds, even the emotional charge. Because when you repeat everything after native speakers, English becomes supernatural to your nervous system, if we want to have a look at it from the psychological perspective. The next tip, I was talking to myself. Talking to yourself in front of a mirror can feel super weird. That's why I wasn't talking to a mirror. I was simply, doing something around the house, like cleaning, cooking, or even walking down the street, and I was talking to myself. Ideally, out loud. But if you can't, for example, when you are at the gym or when you are in a public space and you don't want to look weird, you basically talk to yourself in your target language in your head. The next third tip, learn whole phrases. These are called the vocabulary chunks. So try not to memorize one word that's out of context. Your brain is not gonna catch that. Try to learn the whole phrases. For example, are you kidding me? Wait, hold on a second. Instead of learning the word mean, you learn the whole phrase. You know what I mean? Oh, if you know what I mean. I don't want to overwhelm you with tips in today's video. I feel that we already covered a lot, but the last tip that I need to share with you is actually grabbing your cell phone and recording videos or voice notes to yourself. If you still feel uncomfortable and you don't want to send it to anyone, you don't have to. Just record it for yourself to observe your progress. I hit record and I talk about something for just 30 seconds. You can describe your day, you can talk about your plans, about your pet, about food, about whatever you want. And record these voice notes or videos every single day for 30 seconds for 21 days. And compare day 1 and 21. I can almost guarantee that you're gonna hear big progress. To be completely honest with you, I'm super tired, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. But there is one more thing I want you to remember. Fluency is a feeling. It's not something you can memorize. It's not some rule. It's not some magic pill that you can swallow. No, it's a feeling. In reality, speaking a foreign language is an identity shift, right? Because why do you think I learned Spanish so fast? Because I shifted my identity from day one. I decided, I'm a fluent Spanish speaker and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to live Spanish, not to, teach myself some grammar rules. To be honest, I never studied Spanish grammar. For example, when I was a kid, everyone was talking to me in Polish, and that became my identity, right? I was like a Polish speaker. I didn't even question that. And here with Spanish, my camera, guys, ran out of battery and I lost my train of thought. I think I was talking about the identity that when I kind of learned Polish as my first language, I didn't question it. And with Spanish, I did basically the same, intuitively. So, when you start immersing yourself, meaning surrounding yourself by this language, this fluency feeling is gonna become natural to you. You're simply gonna feel as this person who is fluent in English or in Spanish or in whatever language you are learning. And the good news, guys, is that this fluency feeling is closer than you think. Sometimes all it takes is one uncomfortable conversation that is gonna shift your whole identity. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Veronica. You are watching Wanna Speak by Veronique. If you are not yet subscribed, subscribe. If you want to give the Speak Up a try, the link is in the description. I'm reading your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I'll see you in my next video next week. You got this. Take care.